Like, I'm going from back, like in the history. Like first example I'll give of Alexander. That when Alexander had to attack on Mesopotamia, he had two ways. One was by river, another was by the desert. Now the threat in going into the desert was that he would have lost half the soldiers while crossing that desert. But Alexander took the decision to go by the desert. And how you will define this? Is it a very intelligent decision? That losing 50% of your soldiers and going into a war where it is a manual war, where manpower counts a lot. So this is what is the leadership decision, and that comes out of the EQ. And EQ is not just a raw exposure of emotion or just a blind application of intelligence. It is something which is very rare, and that produces this kind of power within one individual, so that this kind of formidable decisions can be taken. And the basic instinct about taking the decision was that if we can cross this desert, whatever manpower we are left with, whatever number of soldiers we are left with, the opponent will understand that we are invincible. And that will work. And eventually that worked. And Alexander won Mesopotamia without much resistance. So this is the power which you cannot define, neither emotionally nor intelligently. This is a typical punch, like where there is the overture of the emotion, so all of a sudden the intelligence comes and backs it up and tells that you use your emotions in a very intelligent way. So you can only do that if you have control over it. If you are not having the control, if you are losing the control, in Gita it is told that if you are attached, then you are bound to be angry. And if you are angry, you are inclined to be forgetful. And once you are forgetful, you are losing the power of discrimination. And once you are losing the power of discrimination, you are ruined. So you are not having the control over yourself. So have the control. And once you have the control, you can do everything. And life is very easy for you. It's a very simple thing. Just you live life and just you be desperate. Be disciplined, be desperate. That is what we say all the time. So that is what is the real application in life to the field. So this is what is the power. Because it has been said by Chanakya. Chanakya, when Chandragupta was going to take the throne, and Chanakya told that, look, you are going to be the king, but you got to know that what are the things required for a king. Then he gave a very famous sloka, and which is also a part of our corporate song. So that is what I want to share with you. So it was a delectable sloka given by Chanakya. So he told that Sukasya Mulam Artham, Arthasya Mulam Dharmam, Dharmasya Mulam Rajyam, Rajyasya Mulam Indriya Vijayam, Indriya Vijayasya Mulam Vinayam, Vinasya Mulam Vriddhapya Seva, Vriddhapya Sevayo Ganam, Ganena Atmanam Sampadayat, Sampadidatma Adidatma Bhavati. It means that in quest of happiness, when you pursue your life, you have to understand the importance of economy. And in order to get a good economic solvency, you have to be disciplined. You must go through one disciplined approach. And once you are proceeding through a disciplined approach, you are getting up responsibilities. And once you are getting the responsibilities, it is your duty to develop your self-control. And once you are having that self-control, you are developing the license to serve to mankind. And that is called as modesty. And once you are serving to mankind, you are developing knowledge. And that knowledge is going into your inside, in your inner soul, and making it so immensely powerful that it is coming out to the outer world and making the whole world into purity. So this is what was the saying, and I believe this saying is even meaningful today, is even relevant with our corporate philosophy, with our leadership approach, with everything what is related with the responsibility. Nowadays we hear there are a lot many corruption charges. So where from it comes? It comes that there we do not develop the modesty. Because modesty is such a thing, it goes against every kind of human ego. So what we develop out of this practice is completely different from the other kind of inventions and the developments related to EQ. The kind of things the theories you have gone with this, with the previous speakers. So that is all have been developed through the process and from the blessing of working with the very fast. And India is also changing, the economy is changing, everything is changing, and I believe these new ideas will be well accepted in the whole globe. Because the world is at a very transitional period. Because in the neo-economic period, the US is losing its own ground. And they are understanding to maintain it, they have to impart values at every corner. And already I have gone through one writing from one of the very famous US entrepreneur. So he has told that war has to be raised. So we can well understand that what these things are all about and how we are engaged into developing the very new and our kind of things. Because everywhere it is all about the discussion of the problems, but over here it is the discussion of the solution.